Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 93 of the Battleship Brawl Season 4 tournament. This episode we've got the Liberty or Death by Rocky becoming the active combatant. We'll be going up against one of our Hall of Famers, who's up at the top of the list, the Overlord by Thompson. We'll see how this battle goes and whether the Liberty or Death is going to continue its rather impressive run so far. Let's go ahead and get this underway. Get the battle fighting. Overlord firing some shells. I think it just shot itself. Yeah, it damaged itself. Good job, Overlord. Taking a couple of hits there, but mostly the Liberty or Death's initial volley missed. Liberty or Death at 98%, Overlord at 98% basically as well. Neck and neck thus far. Heavy volley coming in there. Hitting the side of the Liberty or Death. Oh, one of the turrets got damaged there, I see. Let's see how this volley does against the Overlord. They are really neck and neck right now. Overlord seems to be doing just fine. No damage. Oh, there's some barrel damage on one of its guns there. For the most part, Overlord's doing just fine. She doesn't look too bad right now. But she did just lose a big chunk of HP. Oof, okay, that looks pretty bad. That's a pretty big hole right there. Yeah, there's a okay, from this perspective, doing a little bit worse. Check in on the Liberty or Death. She takes a few more hits. Not really losing a whole lot of health. Ooh, but that gun just took a direct hit. It has been disabled, which is no good. Well, this gun down over here has also been damaged. I think it is also, yeah, it is also disabled. The Overlord getting some good hits in here. That was also a good hit. The armor did hold to protect that forward turret. Look at how close that was. There's probably only one block between us and the squishy internals of that turret. Check on the Overlord, which is behind by 4% HP right now. It's taking more damage. But let's see. Oh, it does have a disabled gun back here, which is never good. All the other guns seem fine. So while the Overlord has lost more HP, it has lost fewer, even by percentage, I think, guns. Like it has more of its original firepower available to it. And the Liberty or Death has. But the Overlord is behind by over 5% right now. exposed turret pieces. I think that gun actually lost a block or two on the underside there. It's still functional, but not at full capacity anymore. And ooh, that's a barrel just, well, it's not technically disabled, it's still firing, but little bitty clamshells like that aren't going to do anything to the Overlord. Even if they do hit. Yep, see, direct hit on the turret, basically no damage. Still, the Overlord only has one turret disabled. All of its other guns are still functional. The HP gap between them is close to under 1%. Take a look at the Overlord, see how she's doing. Seems to be doing okay. Did lose a barrel on this turret. She's taking a lot of damage, got a lot of holes in her, but she's floating just fine. This turret's basically done. This turret only has one barrel left. That one got disabled a long time ago. Yeah, the Overlord is not looking so good at this point either. Just look at that hole. There used to be ship here. Now there's just a hole. Oh, a turret got popped off completely. That's, or at least the cap. That's just the cap. But that's a lot of HP lost by having those blocks fall off. Even though this turret's disabled, it's still counting towards, you know, the hit point totals. Back to a 5% gap. Actually, it is. No, and now it's not. This is a really close battle that I think is going to end up going the distance. exactly 5% difference in HP here. Now the Overlord would be winning this easily if it had more repair bots. That heavy block in the center there taking some more damage. That's getting awfully deep. And I believe that's where all the critical stuff like the engines and AI are held, so not a good place to be taking damage. The Overlord's going to have to pop a turret if it wants to catch up at this point. It is more than 5% behind. This is looking like a victory for the Liberty or Death. You know, unless the Overlord does something to change things. Seconds left in the match, and it's a 7% game. The Overlord is it's lost too much in the way of firepower at this point. It used to have a lot more, and when it did, it was evening things up, but then it lost a couple of turrets, and just bad news. The time limit has been reached, and with it 78.5 to 69.7, the Liberty or Death has achieved a hit point victory. We're going to go move on into round 2. We'll see if the Overlord can kick itself into gear a little bit better this time around, maybe avoid shooting itself right off the bat. Nope, it shot itself again. Needs to, get broadside and bring all those guns to bear. If it wants to have a chance, because it needs to knock out the guns on the Liberty or Death. Do anything. A lot of hits going into the superstructure there, which not what the Overlord wants to do. Barrel disabled. Man, the frame rate stuttering is suddenly really bad. Ships at about 95%, keeping neck and neck again, just like they did in the first round. Overlord's gun, both ships' guns surviving rather well. For now. That will definitely change as the battle goes on. You can see one of the that damaged gun lobbing those little bitty pretty much pointless shells. Oh, see, those underside strikes are extremely dangerous to the Liberty or Death. You can see, look, you can see those, if you could for a second there, you can see the components of the cannon. And explosions can and will dig up through there if they hit in the right spots. Just wreak all kinds of havoc. Not to mention, if you destroy the block the turret block sits on, well, the whole turret falls off. Ooh, the Liberty or Death has secured itself a rather substantial lead. Over 6%. What happened? All of a sudden, the Overlord lost a ton of HP. None of its guns seem to be, you know, destroyed. It just got hammered, I guess. Well, that gun just took a big hit. That's a lot of firepower lost. Disabled turret back here. It should have, I don't think it's firing angles. It should have a, it should be able to aim and fire at its opponent there, but it is not. Oh, so is this frontal turret. 3 perfectly good guns, just not aiming. That turret just got blown out. Still has 1 barrel functional, but yeah, that was a pretty nasty shot right there. Overlord at 83%, Liberty or Death 91%. Does the Overlord not have individual local weapon controllers? So when it gets the barrel damage like that, it basically disables the entire turret. Oh, that explains a lot. That makes the guns have a level of fragility that is just really bad. Yeah, look at all those shells dunking into the water. I don't know how I didn't notice that before right now. I'm always looking at the ships. Those were a couple of really solid hits in some critical areas, but the all or nothing armor scheme of the Liberty or Death is doing a pretty good job of protecting the important bits. I don't know if the Overlord's going to last this time. It's already down to 75% at 5.5 minutes in. Oh, and it's gone dead in the water. It's getting some heavy listing going on. It's getting really low in the water. Only one of its guns, one of its turrets are actually aiming. All the other ones have been disabled. And that shell falls way too short. And that shell falls way too short. And I think that's the only barrel actually firing on this turret. Yeah, I think so. Not even that's working now. Oh, and disabled turret. The Overlord has no way of fighting back at this point. It is utterly disabled. Can't move, can't fire, can't do anything except sit here and take the beating the Liberty or Death is dishing out. And there we go, folks. The Overlord is AI dead and despawning, so that makes it a 2-0 victory for the Liberty or Death, and is one step closer to entering the Hall of Champions, becoming a champion. And depending on how the votes go, it could also become a Hall of Famer and join the Overlord, you know, in that prestigious position. So make sure you go down in the description to check for the Hall of Beauty vote links and cast your votes. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the battlefield.